Hello, Glitch Reaper here. I'm back for another mob battle, and again, you know, have you ever had one of those times where somebody was just completely reading your mind? Well, I've been in a mood darn lips. Been in a bit of a mood to go with Apis for a while, and I did confirm nobody had done OreSpawn before, so I was going to do various segments, kind of like in the past I have with doing different categories. So it'll be Apis versus the OreSpawn bugs this time, but he'll also be going up against other categories like the aquatic mobs and the dragons, etc. It would be hilarious if he could do anything to the king or queen, but I really doubt it. So when we get to dragons, I will probably include them, and of course the prince and princess, just to see if they can do it, because it would be kind of it's either going to be hilariously one-sided or a moment of I can't believe he actually hit them, even if it's just once. Because let's face it, they're the top slots. Of course, so is Mobzilla, who's in the kind of in the miscellaneous category, as he's not technically a dinosaur. You know, there's a category that's just kind of a little hodgepodge. It's going to be, let's just say I'll probably have to have a chest. Of course, I do have these, so maybe I'll just have one specifically for spawn eggs at some point. There's a good idea. What color would I assign that? I'll think that over. Anyhow, for now, I'll be having Apis versus the OreSpawn bug bosses. So that includes the Mantis, Brutal Fly, Mothra, Hercules Beetle, Jumpy Bug, Caterkiller, and the Emperor Scorpion. So this is going to be intense. And remember, he's got some abilities that even OreSpawn creatures would have issues with. That damage reflection ability is insane. I had to re-up my my stadium because of some file-related nonsense from previous testing. Sometimes stuff goes horribly wrong, and sometimes you can just kind of backtrack. So, previous file had to redo my whole thing, and apparently an eruption has begun. It's kind of funny. You don't actually get that whole dramatic thing while you're in creative when you do that. Anyhow, here's a mantis. Don't worry about the sound, it'll be over very soon. Although, how it homes in on where it was is just kind of a mystery to me sometimes. But yeah, as you can see, the mantis did not take it very well. It just kind of got just scrambled. Yeah. Now, I do have concerns about the Brutal Fly and Mothra, because I don't know if they can get out of here. There could be a chase. I'd rather there not be. I've already seen weird effects of what happens when you put these out on the open field. Yes, this is a super flat world. I was testing by seeing how much they'd run around. But anyhow, let's see Brutal Fly go up against this guy, because the Mantis just got wrecked. I mean, he squashed it like the bug it is. But this is a Brutal Fly. As you can see, I don't have to worry about using the magic wand from Tragic MC2, because most OreSpawn mobs are just so aggressive that they just don't care where something's from or what it is. They'll just attack. So thank you, OreSpawn, for being so beautiful for mob battles. And wow, a nice flat ground. He does occasionally get a good direct smack in. I saw some of those rush punches actually manage to land there. Hits for like 9 or 10 a pop up on this thing, so yeah. Okay, he's using his mortars. Sometimes they do hit and roast it. Yeah, that hit. Remember, he does have ranged attacks. If he just happens to have too much range in between him and his opponent, or they're flying, he will use it way more often. Prefers to do those rush punches in melee, though. Or the big explosion. Which he hasn't done yet. He hasn't done the explosion yet. He's thrown up just about everything except that. Okay. I don't know why you're just standing there. This has happened before, but eventually, yeah. I was gonna say, eventually, the big butterfly of doom will eventually reset the aggression. He's got his eye on this big bug. He knows what's up. and is managing to hit it with his mortars. This has got a particularly cool type of projectile there. It's like a fire charge, but not, because it splits off into a bunch of smaller ones. Kind of reminds me of the demonic lightning shot from Lycanite's mobs with the Caco demons. I really do love that attack too, so nice touch. Not a single one hit from that spread shot. I'm surprised. He's going at it again. That was the most gigantic whiff, like twice in a row. Seriously? Now, Brutal Fly does have some regen. Not the biggest regen, but it does happen. So they both have special defenses. This guy with his damage reflection thing. And Brutal Fly with at least some regen. Also, flight does help. I mean, you can't just keep rush punching them along the ground like you juggle some mobs. So, there is that. Okay, that was definitely a couple in a row. And yeah, I do think a Brutal Fly is below Mothra because it does have lower HP and kind of less stats. But it is also the only one that also can come out of another mob, because the Caterkiller might just pop one of these out of nowhere. Well, out of itself, actually, not out of nowhere. But you know what I mean. It might metamorphose into the butterfly it was meant to be. You know, Brutal Fly has two different shots, one of which doesn't seem to work against Apis. I think it's kind of like a fire charge rather than a gas fireball. And Apis is immune to fire. So he just doesn't take the hit at all if it's purely fire damage. Wow. Speaking of pure damage, that just... Okay, there's some of the explosions. But yeah, Apis just smacked Brutal Fly directly with one of those hits. And again. Yeah, he's figuring it out. Okay. That chunked down Brutal Fly's HP. I guess my walls are high enough to keep it from just flying off into the sunset. Hopefully that'll also be true with Mothra. Because I have seen them just try to nope out. If they're the butterflies, they will do that. Sometimes they just fly away, they're like, never mind. Wow, he just chain blasted it. Ooh, did he manage to actually hit it directly that time? Was that a leap smash? So he's gotten in a few of those before. He also does that it with a bit more leap to it sometimes when he does the charge punch. If there's like a gap he has to cross, like he knows when he has to jump for it. Getting in some good hits, and he was in damage reflection mode for a moment. Also remember, a lot of OreSpawn bosses have like a kind of a damage cooldown effect, and that's gonna definitely affect things with its own special defense tactic. Did Brutal Fly just regen all the way back up? Yeah, he flew over there just long enough to just regen all the way back up. So Apis might have a harder time than he has before. But the Brutal Fly is getting some tactics there. He's going, okay, he's barraging me, so I'm just gonna fly over here, since I'm faster than him, and then fly back over after I recover. Okay. Okay, managing to hit him. Okay, he just sprayed him with fireballs. So, yes, Apis knows how to spray for bugs. Even if they're a pretty bug. So therefore, you could say he's just merciless with his extermination. It's like all insects must go. Wow. Okay, he leapt for it that time, and that was across even ground, so I think he's also doing it to close the gap sometimes. He's following him pretty heavily this time. But the regen's definitely helping Brutal Fly out pretty heavily. Apis has lost more overall than the Brutal Fly at this point. And remember, Apis has no regeneration. His primary defense is that damage reflection tactic. It's pretty cool, but I mean, he doesn't have it on all the time. Of course, if he did, there wouldn't really be a way to beat him, and then he wouldn't be like a boss mob. He'd just be an obstruction that would never go away. I can't believe he had such a whiff again with that. I mean, he got back to him, but still. It's kind of hilarious when that gigantic spray of fireballs just totally misses a very large enemy. Because let's face it, the hitbox on this thing has to be kind of weird. Wow, Brutal Fly just got smacked hard several times in a row. It's very low now. Like, very, very low. Yeah, he's just getting chased down hard. Okay, he didn't get the explosion to hit that time, but he is going for it. Okay, he managed to hit him for like 9 right out there. And seeing how he's got 33 left, a few hits like that and Brutal Fly is out. Okay, he managed to hit him at least once with all those shots. Oh! Big fireball to the face. Brutal Fly just totally took that right in the antenna. That had to hurt. Like, would you mind not frying my face? It's like, hey, I'm Apis, I fry everything. He likes to cook. Okay, then he got fireballed in the face. So he's like, hey, I'm returning the favor here. So if you're gonna explosively fireball me in the face, I'm doing the same. Did he have his damage reflection up at that exact moment, or did that explosion just not hit? As I saw that, it's like right on top of his head, and it didn't do anything. I think that's actually part of it. I think sometimes when things hit him right in the horns, that sometimes it doesn't actually operate. It's not the first time I've seen that happen. Quonk. He's like, I see you coming there. Poink. It's like he seems to have lost his aggro. Suddenly gets reminded of his aggro. I mean, you can't make up that timing. That's like officially the Department of Instant Karma. Kind of. Whoa. Just gave him... I mean, he flew down low enough that he actually just got double smacked by Apis' charge punches. Okay. Got in a couple there. Won't take very many hits to take out Brutal Fly now. Even though it has regen, it can only regen so quickly. It's not the fastest regen. It's not the slowest I've ever seen either, but it is something you gotta take into account. It's just how fast can it recover. Try spraying for bugs again and misses. It is interesting how long the Brutal Fly has been holding on. Whoa, big hits, big hits. Okay. And it's nailed. It's gone. Apis has won over Brutal Fly. Although admittedly it did kind of take him a while. Although he still didn't really sustain too much damage over that time. So that was pretty cool. I mean, he really went for it. So now it's time for a Mothra, which is a bit of a a bigger insect here. Well, I was thinking Mothra would have shot him a little sooner than that, but, okay. Maybe I should, in fact, whip out the, wand. Usually I don't have this issue with OreSpawn mobs. It almost never happens. They're usually just that aggressive. And I have seen, Mothra, take a shot at him before. Problem is actually hitting him with this thing. Also, I think it has a range of registry, so let me reset these two. Oh yeah, that's right, he doesn't go away on peaceful. Well, it's been a while since I whipped this little thing out. Didn't think I'd need to this time. But okay, I got it on Slay Hostile. Will that count? Yep. Okay. Yeah, it gets rid of Mothra for the reset. Of course, I could have spawned him right under Mothra, and maybe that would have worked. I'm not entirely sure. But let's try that again. Oh, yeah. I think the AI of Mothra has an issue with this sometimes, though. Like, it's harder to get it to work with this thing. But at least now they're already aggressive to each other the normal way, so that'll help. Yep, he's clearing out the butterflies. And moths that were left over. Mostly moths. But there are some butterflies in there somewhere. But yeah, they are going ham. Very quickly. Okay. They're doing it. I see he only literally had like 1 point of damage. So I know that those explosive fireballs from Mothra do like 1 damage to him initially sometimes. Although he's supposed to have kind of a weakness to ranged attacks, but I guess this is projectiles, not explosions. Wow, he just totally danced around me there. He's just zooming around the field today. The arena is also hosting an acrobatics tournament with Apis. Just saying. The metal is just like his skin, it will be gold. Because he is the golden bull. Or golden minotaur. Mothra is trying to escape. Let me just push him a little closer there. No, escapee. Nope, 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 no escaping. It's like, well, you two just get back to me. Thank you. That was... See, this is why I was a little concerned about doing this in the open. Is I'm going... Mothra has been known to just make a break for it. So I didn't want that to happen. And if they get far enough away, he seems to reset aggro. And Mothra is totally trying to make a break for it. I mean, if Mothra does fully get out for a good reset of aggro, then I'm definitely going to just call it a ring out. Although, so far, Mothra hasn't been able to make it completely up the walls yet. Remember, this is OreSpawn Mothra. The one from the Godzilla mod would just be ridiculous to have against Apis. He would be smacked just so hard. I think he'd be vaporized. Just poof! Well, not exactly. He does have a damage limit, but almost vaporized. Okay, got him back, got him back, got him back. They definitely remember they're fighting again, but the Mothra still wants to just leave. I can't blame him. Or her, actually, because usually Mothra was in fact a female kaiju. Usually hatching her own next generation of herself in reincarnation. Beautiful story, actually. Also a heroic kaiju, often trying to deal with Godzilla's rages, so it's like, hey, we need to send in one that's friendlier to people. Well, let's have Mothra help out. But this one, unfortunately, is an angry boss. Although not as big as the one in the other mod, so yeah. Still, it's a Mothra. Because she's a Mothra, you have to respect her as such. So, there's a Mothra. Okay, this time Apis and Mothra seem to be remembering to fight each other a bit better. Wow. Really got smacked in there. And again, humongous hitbox. So every time he manages to whiff with an entire barrage, I will be amazed. Because it's so unlikely. You know, their HP is kind of comparable. Ish. I mean, she's got like 10 less at max. But yeah, they do fight similarly. There's just a few statistical differences between Brutal Fly and Mothra. But still, it's good to check. The other fights will definitely go down a lot faster. He's like, why can't I shoot you? It's like, well, she's very agile. Whoa, we almost got high enough to actually hit her. Like, directly there. I think she also has better defense than the Brutal Fly. Yeah, and every time that misses, I'm like, really? Really? Okay, she managed to zing him a few times that time. But he's still dishing out more damage overall. Although, she is regening, and may actually even regen completely. But after that couple of hits, we'll see. It's like, why can't I hit you with that? It hits all over the place. Okay. He's got the fire spray working again. Okay, let's see if I can actually... manage to hit her with this thing whenever it's close enough for it to count. Can I chase down Mothra while he's attacking her? And hitbox is weirder for this than it is for fighting them. mean, he is attacking her now, but I just want to make sure that he makes a big deal of it. But yeah, she definitely has better defense than Brutal Fly. So I can certainly see that she's taken less damage over time. How did none of that hit before? Again. Really got to be able to stay out of their way. I may have to call this one his, let's just say that, it could take a while. I mean, he might be able to win eventually. And also vice versa. So let's call this one inconclusive for now, because we're not getting this just over anytime soon. I'd like to move on to the others at some point. So, since you've made yourself readily not going down very easily, so long that I need to change mobs. I mean, seriously, that Mothra, you'd take forever. I mean, other things might be able to take her on faster, but we'll get to those eventually. Still, I can't believe it came down to that, so inconclusive for now. I think I'm gonna have to figure a better way of containment for those two. Maybe a smaller arena or something. Because I could have a round 2 specifically with those two. It would probably take some time. But let's move on. Hercules beetle, on the other hand, will definitely go right for him. Because again, OreSpawn mobs. Wow, and they're already juggling each other. Doesn't that just sound impressive? Juggling each other. That sounds almost physically impossible, doesn't it? Well, happens in Minecraft. Point blank explosion. Probably took out a moth or two. Dude, your damage reflection, you need to use it more. Yeah, there you go. What's interesting is, even when damage reflection is on from them, they can still get launched. Like, he can still get launched from his, even though he's in damage reflection mode. So even though he's not taking damage, he still gets flung. There we go. It's down by more than half. And the same is able to be said for him this time. Wow, that juggle was just impressive. Ouch. He's in a lot of pain. Up, he's going into hyper mode, where he starts burning everything. Just by standing there. Hercules beetle is down. And Apis is still there. So, he can take on a Hercules beetle. With a bit of a margin, too. So let's get on with the last few here. The jumpy bug, the caterpillar, and the emperor scorpion. So yes, I've restored him up. He won't be in hyper mode. Because not just when entering that HP, he has to be at it. Or below. The jumpy bug is trying to... A jumpy bug just got away. Now he's fighting a spit bug. So he's fighting one of the minions. And he's just throttling it. See what he's down to. Ouch. He's down to about half. But the jumpy bug seems to have maybe gotten away. But let's see if we can find it and introduce him back to it. It went this way. Jumpy bug. Did you literally jump past the horizon? I think it despawned. Yeah, that one despawned. I'm gonna have to do that again. Although, seeing how much he was damaged, it's not very hopeful for him. Because Jumpy Bug is actually pretty strong, and he summons minions that are themselves considered, like, mini-bosses. Even, like, semi-bosses or something. This time he's summoned more minions against him. Managed to explode to hit him in an area attack, but he's just getting pummeled. They seem to somehow be able to get past his damage reflection. So he got just taken out, like, seriously, by Jumpy Bug's minions, the Spit Bugs. Like, about 3 or so of them, and he was down. Of course, we're also burning from Apus's toasty power. That one managed to survive the roasting. It survived the roasting. We're not sure how, but it survived. So Jumpy Bug wins that one. But he can beat a Hercules beetle, and he can beat Brutal Fly, and a Mantis. Mothra is inconclusive, but we'll figure a way to make that happen eventually. Again, I'm voting tighter arena, so cage match style, maybe? Either way, we have the Caterpillar. If it can take him down without a forest, then it's just going to be able to take him down. It has a lot of HP and some pretty good attacks, so we'll see. So if it manages to hit whenever he's got his shield down, then it'll deal good damage. But he is going for the quick pummels too. Oh, and launched it with his explosion. But it is just zooming up. Of course, it has so much health that it could probably just tank the damage reflection. Then again, he's smart to the fact it's in melee, so he's using it more often. Not sure what's hitting it right now. Did it deal so, like, did it deal reflectable damage so fast that it just is finally hitting him? It's all just catching up to him? Apus just brutally destroyed the Caterpillar. That is insane. So, impressive, dude. I mean, that is genuinely impressive. So, yikes. But can you take an Emperor Scorpion? Because these guys used to be with the king of OreSpawn before the king was the king of OreSpawn. And, for that matter, before Mobzilla. So, they used to be one of the strongest mobs in Minecraft. Man, how things have changed. Wow, these two are just going full melee action. He just... Of course, you gotta remember the Emperor Scorpion has a ton of knockback. So he will fling this guy around. And he loves to jump forward pretty far, so they will be flying around each other quite a bit. Wow, he just clears out the Scorpion minions so fast. Okay. Apus, if I'm comparing the health bars here, Apus is definitely going down faster. But just the fact that he can deal so much damage to the Emperor Scorpion and make a good go of it is still rather impressive. I mean, this is the Emperor Scorpion. It's basically the king of the OreSpawn bugs. You could prove it by having this go up against the Jumpy Bug later. Which did, in fact, beat Apus. But just asserting position of Bug. The power of Bugness, yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'm getting some OreSpawn flashbacks there. Uh, yeah, I remember sometimes the knockback being so extreme from OreSpawn bosses that you get seriously relocated, and Apis just had that incident. Yeah, Apis just doused him in flames before getting just launched all the way over here. Can I push you quick enough to catch up before this thing's regen? Really, probably not. Because again, the Emperor Scorpion has some regen. It's not as fast as the Wither, but it's probably on par with a player. I'm not saying like like enchanted golden apple player, but it's enough to be annoying over time. Which Apis is definitely finding out. Because although he's dealt a lot of damage, it still is just keeps on going and going and going. With total whiptail action. Beware the stings. Wow. Full hit. And Apis is down. But yeah, he dealt some serious damage even through all that regen. So it shows you how impressive Apis was, even if the Emperor Scorpion was able to take him down. I mean, just look how many potions I had to do to get that thing back up to full health to do the jumpy bug fight. As just a last reminder of one powerful creature versus another in OreSpawn. Of course, you can say the same with Apis, because he's pretty powerful. It could be the battle of the minions. But will it be? Okay. I was gonna say for a while it was shooting, but not really doing anything. Okay. So is the jumpy bug going for the... He leapt completely over him. I thought he was gonna try to leap on top of him. But as you can see, this gets out of hand real fast. But the Emperor Scorpion just deals so much more damage when it comes to the two bosses themselves fighting. However, the sheer number of minions is kind of concerning. Especially when they themselves deal a lot of damage. But the Emperor Scorpion can just tank right through it. Now, there's one way over there. And for this reminder, the whole point is no minions must remain for the boss to be considered completely defeated. None of their side must be allowed to be there. Was that a block of amethyst? That was a block of amethyst. You don't always get that from a jumpy bug, but it's always nice. Okay, now, as you can see, he has more HP left immediately after the fight with the jumpy bug than he did with Apis. So, although the jumpy bug can take out Apis with his swarm of minions that can get past his damage reflection, that means they're still comparable because Apis can take out more HP out of the Emperor Scorpion over time than the jumpy bug can. So, that's one of those times where you're going, who's really stronger between those two? Between Apis and the jumpy bug. I mean, the Emperor Scorpion's still stronger than them both. There's no doubt about that. But who really was stronger? Because the jumpy bug kind of got whipped by the Emperor Scorpion. Apis made a pretty good go at it, but the jumpy bug can totally nail him. So, we'll see. I mean, he's done pretty good against a lot of these bugs. So, quick little review here. He defeated a mantis very quickly. He defeated the brutal fly, although it did take a while because of all that flying around. Mothra was inconclusive because even more flying around. Uh, Hercules beetle he did in fact defeat. He was defeated by Jumpy Bug because of the tremendous number of spit bug minions that took him down and seemed to be able to use their acid attack to get past his damage reflection. He defeated the Caterkiller, and he was whipped by the Emperor Scorpion. So, yeah, it just for my own amusement, as I sign off. But yeah, I want to have like a whole thing here with him in the background, like a classic kaiju fight where the guy's just going, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with this. We're perfectly fine." Anyhow, I'll be signing out. So hope to hear from you all later. Bye for now, everybody, and remember, there will be more mob battles.